Are we ready? Another frustrating night. Obviously, weren't able to make enough plays or do enough to slow them down. Obviously, that's the difference in the game tonight. Some second chance points, really hurt us. Thought some of the fast break points that they got hurt us. I thought those kind of came off live ball turnovers or steals that way. And, we just weren't able to. We were a little skittish, I thought, at times. We really had a lot of good opportunities we didn't cash in. But clearly, you look at it, we got outscored 33-2, on the bench tonight. And that was kind of the difference in the game. And so we just got to keep going to work and just try to get better there.
Niko, like I asked them, you always talk to them as a coach. It's one game at a time. Each one's its own entity. But whether you're running one way good or even bad, it's hard to put those things out of your mind, is it not? Human nature?
As far as what now?
Thinking about letting things pile up one way or the other.
Of course. Of course that's human nature. I think that, I've learned throughout the years emotionally I don't do that, and I hope I don't give that off to our guys. You can. The one thing I do know is, momentum and confidence is a really funny thing, and it's difficult for all of us. It's very difficult for young people, when they go through it, or they maybe go through things they haven't ever in their life before, and trying to work through that is hard. But the beautiful thing about it, too, is it can also change, quickly the other way. And I've also seen this throughout my career and how many years I've done it now as an assistant and head coach, where sometimes you can be going really well, too, and all of a sudden, man, I can go the other way, And so with these guys, we just got to keep battling. And clearly, we have some guys, are struggling a little bit with their confidence, and they're a little unsure of themselves. But I know that we can be better, and we will.
When you look at the fact you go from a 22-point deficit with like 7:45 to go, and then all of a sudden it's 8, do you go home and ask yourself, how or why do we get to that point more often?
Yeah, I don't know. The game, I don't know if it was won or lost at that point. Obviously, we did have a couple opportunities there late, with some steals that we converted, but again, I thought the game was lost before that. We didn't get off to a great start. I thought we made a little bit of a run. I think if I remember right, it was 25-26. I think we cut it to 1 and didn't finish the half the right way. We had a couple opportunities we didn't cash in on. They made a big shot there at the end of the half, and then clearly the start of the second half, we just let it get away from us. And again, I thought we were just a little skittish on offense. I think that we had a lot of good opportunities in there that we just, didn't step up and shoot it with confidence, didn't finish plays that we need to that we need to make, but. Again, we just gotta stay with it. I thought a bright spot. I thought Pat Cartier played very well. I thought his defense was better tonight. I thought he got on the glass a little bit for us, so I thought that was great. He played a few more minutes than he normally has. That's a good thing for us moving forward. I thought John, kind of played a little bit better here tonight than he's been, and obviously Isaiah was Isaiah.
Prior to halftime, Jalen Lake kind of experienced a pretty intense foul injury and didn't return afterwards. Are we looking at a potential injury, concussion, or do we know anything?
I don't have any updates on that, what that looks like. But yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't able to return. So obviously, we'll find out probably a little bit more tomorrow.
Isaiah is obviously a really gifted facilitator, unselfish point guard, but he has the ability to kind of take over as a scorer when he wants to. He did at the end there. We saw it in the other UNLV game. Would you like to see that more frequently, or is that not really sustainable, and is that going to kind of uninvolve the other guys too much?
I think you kind of hit it on the head, Justin. Obviously, I think, there's times when, we're just going to give him the ball and he's got to go make a play. But at the same point in time, you draw that much attention, you get 2 or 3 guys, you got to be able to find the open guys and make the plays. And so it's a balance. I don't think it's sustainable long term. Eventually, when we're playing at your best, you got multiple guys, contributing that way. But he can do both, and I think he understands that really well. He does, and he's just a tremendous player, and I'm just so lucky to have him here. And even though we're going through all this, he's such a great leader that way, and such an everyday guy. And the one thing I know I can count on is that guy's going to show up every day.
you mentioned how, especially young people can, have the confidence battle and everything. There are times you kind of do the kick in the butt, other times the pat in the back, and is this kind of a pat in the back and, kind of try and help guide
Well, we've
through?
been both
I mean, I'm
ways
sure
by
there's
now, like,
been both,
we've
but I mean,
been-
just generally speaking of, like,
Yeah, I mean,
showing-
I think so, but sometimes, you gotta, sometimes you gotta go through things too. You know what I mean? You gotta go through things and to grow. And I know that's not what anyone wants to hear. They're like, well, man, you wanna, but I wish there was like this magic elixir you could just give somebody and all of a sudden they're just gonna start, playing to the best of their abilities. If that was that easy, we would do it. But I think it's obviously always a combination of both. We gotta encourage guys to stay aggressive, though. The one thing you can't do is get tentative. If you get tentative out there as a player, not only does that hurt your game, your opponents start to sense it, and you just really have no chance at that point. You really have to stay aggressive. And if you're gonna make mistakes, you gotta make mistakes out of trying to go make a play, not out there trying to not screw it up. You know what I mean? And there's a difference. And, you got good guys who really want to do the right thing. And so you're fighting that balance, right there. But again, that's all part of it. And again, I feel for a lot of these guys, sometimes the biggest opportunity for growth is when things look the toughest, and that's been my experience throughout life. And we're going through it right now. It's frustrating. But I believe in this group. Just like I said at the beginning of the year, I love being at practice every day with them. Whoever we got ready to roll, they're going to keep battling.
Do you
You
feel
talk-
some,
oh, go ahead.
Do you feel some the tentativeness is part of the inconsistency too of things can be going well and then a couple things go bad and
Yeah, you start questioning yourself a little bit, and I mean, we know this. They know that we got to get more production off our bench. We do. We got to get more production. We got to get some more guys. You know what I mean? Producing consistently. You know what I mean for us, and we got to finish easy plays. We can't allow that to affect and make critical mistakes. Defensively that way. We've just got to keep playing. And again, that this team didn't do anything different than they did the other game. The other day, it wasn't like we just didn't play as well.
I was going to ask, hey, did you see a little bit of that? Have you seen a little bit of that tentativeness creep in? Because it seemed like there were about 3 plays tonight when somebody made a great feed inside, and then there was that extra pass that maybe wasn't needed when a layup seemed apparent.
For sure. I mean, I think those plays that all stand out where they're just, again, questioning themselves. Maybe they had a shot blocked, or they maybe missed an easy one, because we had several guys I thought miss it. And so then what do? You start to get tentative and you start kind of questioning yourself as far as, but you can't play like that. You know what I mean? You got to play aggressive. Now, again, that's very easy to say. It's very, very difficult to do in the moment, in the heat of the moment when things are going fast. And we all try to look for that flow state, right, as an athlete, where you're out there and things really slow down for you and you kind of see it before it happens. And not everybody's there all the time. A guy like Isaiah Stevens, lucky for him, he spends a lot of time there. You know what I mean? And other guys enough. But learning how to do that and play there is very, very difficult. And it just takes experience. And, but listen, we're going to keep sticking with it here. And let's try to get better and get ready for Saturday.
You guys good?
Thanks.
Thanks, Niko.
Yep.